Good afternoon, you wonderful Stackopaths. Welcome to another episode of the Stack Sats Show, your beginner-friendly guide to saving in Bitcoin. Shout out, special shout out, and round of applause from the live studio audience for Mr. Paul. What up, Paul? Thanks for tuning in today. I know you're catching us live. It's good. It's good. I'm happy to have you here live. I know you've been watching the replays, so I appreciate that very much. And thanks for supporting the show. Let's keep the show rolling. Also, a round of applause from the live studio audience for Carlos Jaramillo in the house. Carlos, what up? Hola, Carlos. Choo. Round of applause for Rookie 80 in the house. Let's go. What up, Rookie 80? Good to see you in here. Also, one more round of applause from the live studio audience for Todd in the house. What up, Todd? Let's go. All right. The theme for today is what's the best time to buy Bitcoin? When is the best time to buy Bitcoin? The best time to buy Bitcoin was in 2008, 2009, whenever it came out in 2009. That was the best time to buy Bitcoin. The next best time to buy Bitcoin was in 2010. Okay. The best time to buy Bitcoin today, or in recent times, would have been when it dropped down to 15.5 and people were freaking out saying that they're going to wait until it hit 14,000 to buy, or they're saying they were going to wait until it hit 8,000 to buy, when it went all the way down from 67,000 to 15.5. People were still saying, I'm going to wait for it to drop a little bit more. And guess what? They missed the bus. They missed the train. They missed the rocket ship. Okay. Now we're back at a good space, a good price range, right? We're above the old all-time high and trying to get into a new all-time high again. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So to answer the question, to make this as quick as possible for those of you that just showed up to get the answer to that question, the answer is the best time to buy Bitcoin is right now. The best time to buy Bitcoin is when you start to understand it and start stacking it right away. My girl asked me to buy $50 for her yesterday. Let's go. Nice job, Carlos. That's a keeper. That's cool. Very cool. My orange pilling progress has been pretty good this past couple months. I've orange pilled a couple people offline and got them saving regularly, and I taught them how to do their self custody, how to manage their sats, how to take it off the exchange. And it's pretty satisfying, good to see that progress. And then to bump into those people later on, it's like that meme where that guy's like, it's like a guy out in the woods and he's kind of like standing next to like some trees, and he looks over and he's like yeah, we know what's up. She holds her own keys plus the ones to my heart. Aww. Nice, Carlos. Nice. That's cool. Make sure you have your own keys too, Carlos. Okay. And the one to your apartment. Nice. Nice. Very cool. All right. So just so you guys know, tomorrow I will not be doing an episode. Tomorrow is a day off. I'm going to be doing some hanging out with the boys. We got our plans made. We're going to go to the beach, and I'm going to teach these boys how to boogie board. How to boogie board. We got boogie boards, and we're gonna take them out, put them to use for the summer. It's gonna be a blast. So yep. And then after that, we come home, get ready for jiu-jitsu in the evening. It's gonna be a fun-filled day of action with the boys. Today was their last day of school for the summer, and so tomorrow we're gonna go and spend the first day of summer at the beach and learn how to boogie board, and it's gonna be a blast. And then jiu-jitsu after that. So tomorrow's gonna be busy, and then I don't want to have to drive home to do the show and kind of go back and forth. So I'm just gonna say, let's not do a show tomorrow, but I still want you to stack. I'm still gonna stack for the show, and I'm still gonna stack the 100 stacks challenge. Okay. So there you go. There you go. All right. So first order of business around here is we need to check into the SAT strength. Today, the price of Bitcoin is $70,750. $750.43. Got it. You can buy 1,413 Satoshis for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. So when you look at the price of Bitcoin and say, oh my God, $70,000, I will never be able to afford a whole Bitcoin. Well, you don't have to. You don't have to afford a whole Bitcoin to start reaping the benefits that Bitcoin offers, okay? You can buy fractions of the Bitcoin. Those fractions are called Satoshis. And today, if you're walking down the street, minding your own business, and you were to look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and all the day you could have 14 Satoshis, okay? When we started the show, we're buying 40 Satoshis for a penny. Now they're down to 14 Satoshis for a penny. What will the price per Satoshi? How many Satoshis do you think we'll be able to buy a year from today? Put it in the chat because I'm going to check back and look. A year from today, June 6th, 2024. So June 6th, 2025. How many Satoshis do you think we'll be able to buy for 1 penny? Put it in the chat. Also, round of applause from the live studio audience for Andrew Williams. What up, Andrew? Good to see you in here. You came off your hand just in time to. Yeah, exactly, dude. I almost forgot about it. Yeah, my hand is feeling like at, I would say 85%. 85%. It still hurts when I squeeze a little hard, and I really can't. In jiu-jitsu, I'm kind of just using my hand to like frame. I'm not using it to make grips yet and choke people. Once I can make grips again, I'll be able to choke people better. But for now, just kind of like, you know, every once in a while. And I can feel the difference in my arms since I've been not putting weight on this arm. My left arm feels like my left tricep is more like sore than my right. I've been favoring my left side. But that's okay. When my right arm comes back full strength, I'll have like dominant arm strength on both sides. Oh. Okay, here we go. Todd says 5 sats per penny. Okay. That's pretty good. Actually, that's pretty good. I think that's a very. I think that's pretty accurate. You know, Rookie just says less than 10 sats. Okay. Paul. Sorry, Andrew says okay, and Paul says according to my crystal ball. Yeah, let's go. That's true. Yeah, it's definitely guessing, guys. It's definitely a crystal ball zone. And today, after we do the whole during the Why We Stack segment, we're gonna go back and do the Win Moon website again and do another run through that because that's kind of fun. It's entertaining, and I kind of enjoy doing that. It gets you motivated, you know. I had somebody in the comments of yesterday's episode say that it was a good idea to do what do they call it? Bitcoin news, right? And I thought about it. It's like, it's a lot of work, right? And I probably can't get the news faster than anybody else. So I'll just be repeating some of the news. And like, I kind of don't really even care about the Bitcoin news, guys. Honestly, it sounds bad. I know. But I'm so Bitcoin Zen right now. And I know that no matter what the news is, like, the printer's gonna keep printing. I have to keep stacking. So why even stress out about it? You know, I was a really avid watcher of like Simply Bitcoin, and I stopped watching for the past like, I don't know, week or so. And even before that, I took a little hiatus from watching. I was a moderator on there too, right? But then I was like, you know what? I get on there, and it used to be like a lot of signal, a lot of Bitcoin stuff, like a lot of positive Bitcoin stuff. But then like it got really weird with like politics and I guess news. But it just seemed kind of like more stuff to worry about. I'm just like, forget that. I don't need that kind of stuff. I don't need that. I don't need that early in the morning. I'm not trying to worry about stuff. That's why I stack Bitcoin. That's why I buy sats. Like, it doesn't matter what the world's doing. You know, like in a way it does, but nothing. There's nothing I can do about it. You know, the only thing I can do about it is stack Bitcoin, and I can stack Bitcoin without being upset about something. You know, like I want to just stack Bitcoin and stay happy, right? I can just be happy and stack Sats, and not have to use my limited mental capacity, mental space, mental time processing, thinking about issues that I have really no control over, right? I know I have control over my finances. I know I can decide to stack, therefore I stack, right? Worrying about what politician is going to end up getting elected or not, or what they said or didn't say. In the end, I can't really change that, right? And I'm going to drive myself crazy worrying about doing something to change that, and it's really for nothing. On top of that, I'm going to get into arguments with people that I probably shouldn't even be arguing with, because we're all humans trying to make our lives better and provide for our families, right? Whether you're on the left or the right, the up or the down, the sideways or the other sideways, right? Or the diagonal, doesn't matter. Everybody still wants to be happy. They want to provide for their loved ones and provide shelter, provide peace, provide happiness, provide love, right? And so I got to the point where it's like, you know what? I kind of don't need that, right? And so the whole reason I'm bringing that up, the whole reason I'm saying that, guys, is that that's why I don't do the news. Honestly, it's like you guys can get enough negativity on your own. I'm not going to be adding to that negativity. If you want to come, if you want positivity, you want just straight up Bitcoin signal, right? Then you come to this show. Okay. If you're feeling down, like maybe you're doubting yourself. Am I doing the right thing? Should I be stacking? Should I not be stacking? Should I stack a little bit more? Hell yeah, you should stack a little bit more, right? You should always stack, right? And you should stay positive, right? I just don't. Anyway, that's why I don't do news, guys. I know there's going to be positive news, but most of the time the news, the way they attract you is they make you feel like inadequate, or they make you feel like you're missing out on something, or they make you feel like something's going to hurt you if you don't do something about it. And then you can't do anything about it in the first place. So you end up just like in a weird space, right? Your show is great that way it is. Yeah, exactly, Paul. So let's just keep rocking it the way it is. We're here to help beginners try to understand, to get curious about Bitcoin and what it can do for them, how it can liberate you from financial slavery. That is government money, government paper. Okay? Stop stacking paper, start stacking sats. If you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Okay? Stack Satoshis, not bills. I don't know. Anyway, let's jump into the Why We Stack segment, boys. Why we stack. Yes, I like that idea, Carlos. Personal finance tips about Bitcoin fit better than the news. That's right. So we stack Bitcoin because the printers, the governments have, they enable them to print money, to print paper that is supposed to be money that you have to work for, as a way they use to steal some of that value from you if you save in that currency or save in that paper. Okay? We save in Bitcoin because it cannot be debased, right? Nobody can come in and change the protocol and print more money and print more Bitcoin than there already exists. It's limited supply. Therefore, it's the hardest thing to make more of because you can't make more of it. Therefore, it is the hardest thing to make more of. Okay? What gives an asset its value? Its hardness. And now we're not talking about its structural hardness. We're talking about its difficulty to create. How difficult is it to print bills, to print money, to print currency? It's not difficult at all. We've seen the machines that do it, right? They print thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in minutes, right? So it's not hard to make. It's easy to make. It's easy money. It's cheap money. Okay? How hard is it to make gold? Well, it's harder to make gold than it is to make paper, right? And you can say that yes, gold is a limited supply because you can't really create it. It's an element. It's a base element, right? But just because it's a base element doesn't mean that all of the gold that exists in existence has been found, right? It all hasn't been found. So when new gold is found, it increases the supply, and it does make more gold in the market, right? Because the market is not counting the gold that's still unfound and in the ground. So when new gold is found, it does expand the supply of gold. Granted, it doesn't expand the supply as quickly as paper money, but it still expands it at a rate of about 2% a year, which means if you hold your value in gold, you'll lose half of that value in about 35 years. Okay? That is gold. Okay, so it's better than holding cash, for sure. But you're still losing over time. It just takes longer to lose it. Okay? And then between paper money and gold, there is these other assets like real estate, the stock market, I guess stocks and bonds, I guess, right? All that stuff. It's in that range somewhere, right? And maybe all those things are just a reflection of the money supply increasing that lets you believe that your asset is going up in value, like your house. Well, in reality, it just needs more weaker dollars to buy the same property, right? Even though the property is getting older and older and it should be losing value because it doesn't do anything better than it used to do it. The property somehow still goes up in value, right? Well, it's not the value of the property that's increasing. It's the value of it's the purchasing power of the paper money that's decreasing. So you need more pieces of paper to buy the same stuff. Okay. Well, on that spectrum, Bitcoin, it would be, say, if paper money is on the left, then Bitcoin would be all the way to the right. And that means that you can't make more of it. So in order to buy it, in order to get it, you have to raise the price enough to convince somebody to do away with it, right? And so just naturally over time, the whole society is going to shift their value towards the harder assets. Just like for now, most people have shifted their life savings into a property or like a house. Most people own a house because that was a way to get wealthy, right? Well, now it's not that way. If you can get a loan on a house, they're going to do like 7 or 6% on something like that, right? On top of that, you're going to have to pay taxes, insurance, homeowners association maybe, right? Plus maintenance. Plus, if you bought it to rent it out, you have to deal with that too, managing your tenants. It's a lot of work. And in the end, if you factor in all that time you do to manage that building, plus all of the things you have to pay for besides your payment, plus all the interest, you're probably better off just stacking sats, right? Stack that value into Bitcoin. It's going to appreciate over time. There's no leakage. There's no counterparty risk. In a building, there's counterparty risk. What if your tenants decide to burn your house down, right? What if the government decides to change the rules and says that all of a sudden you can't own more than 2 homes and you can't do short-term rentals anymore because you're not a hotel, right? So it's just like all of these things that you think you're winning at, you're playing their game, and at any given point they could change the rules on you, right? On top of that, what if they decide to build a road through your house or a new train line or a new airport where it's like eminent domain? We need this space. We need this plot of land. So we're going to pay you whatever we think the market would pay you for it now. And if you say no, you can fight it, but it doesn't matter. In the end, you're still going to lose, and you're going to have to just take the money that they gave you. And that sucks, right? So brings me down to one of the special, I guess, one of the properties of Bitcoin is that it's really, in essence, the only thing you can truly own that cannot be seized, right? So from that perspective, it kind of changes things a little bit. And once you take your coins into custody and you have that wallet and you have those seed phrase, nobody can take it from you. Eminent domain, even the government can't take it from you unless, I guess, they torture you and you give up the seed. But if you wanted to be like, I would say, patriotic and not give your wealth to anybody that you think shouldn't have it, you should be able to do that. It's your ultimate property right? It's the only property you can keep without being seized. That's pretty incredible. All right. So anyway, we stack here on the show to keep it basic. We stack because we know that saving in Bitcoin is like jumping into a time machine, flying back in time to flying back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing raise, a retroactive perpetually increasing raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents that value. Okay. Andrew says the only money in human history that you can take to the grave. Exactly. McLovin in the house. What up? Round of applause for the last two audience from McLovin. Also Andrew. I think I got Andrew already. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the Stackaholics meeting. Stackaholics Anonymous. SA. I'm going to an SA meeting. A Stackaholics Anonymous. I like this one, guys. Stackaholics Anonymous. I like that. That's funny. But yeah, so anyway, that's why we stack. Hope you guys enjoyed that little brief segment. I'll try not to rant too much. Yeah, feeling good. Let's see. We have the stack recap. Let's do this. Stack recap. Because we don't only talk about stacking sats here, we stack every day, every Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern, except this Friday because I'm taking the day off, but I'll see you guys next week. So, today, the price of Bitcoin is $78,827. In 2024, we're able to accumulate 5.7 million Satoshis so far. We invested or we saved $3,107 into Bitcoin. And today, if we were to try to go back and buy, if we were to try to buy the same amount of Satoshis today, with today's weaker dollars, we would have to pay 31% more of those weaker dollars. In other words, $4,080 for something we paid $3,100 for just this year. If we go back a whole year and about a week, well, actually, it's not even a whole year yet. Oh yeah, it is a whole year. A whole year and a couple of weeks. Back in May 22nd, 2023, Pizza Day 2023, we started stacking sats here on the show when Bitcoin was priced at $27,360. And on that day, we only bought $5 worth of Bitcoin. Okay? When you start stacking sats, one of the only regrets you're going to have is not stacking sooner. The second regret you're going to have is not stacking more. Okay? I knew about Bitcoin already. I knew what was going to happen. I was already stacking on the side on my own privately. And we did this with only a $5 stack per day because we wanted to make it approachable. We wanted to make it accessible to most people. You can take and figure out a way to make or not spend $5 a day on something that is trivial and instead take that value, convert it into Bitcoin. If you would have done that with us for the past year since the beginning of the show, you would be up about 77% on however much you decided to stack. 77%, that's amazing. Okay, we are currently holding 16.4 million Satoshis on the show. Less than 0.2 of a Bitcoin, but more than the average human. Way more than the average human. Okay, if we were to go back and try to buy the same amount of Satoshis today, it would cost us $11,680 to buy that same amount of Bitcoin today. In other words, 77% more paper, because today's paper is weaker than the paper from a year ago. It's pretty wild. Okay, so that is the stack recap. We're also doing a side one, and I didn't update this. Dang it. I think we have 12 days to go. After today, we'll have 12 days to go in our 100 stacks challenge. Today, you guys get to choose between, oops. This. You guys get to choose if we're buying the $40 line or the $28 line, and I'll put a poll for that when we get to that step. Okay? Now that we know how much Bitcoin we're going to buy, there's only one thing left to do, and that is it's time to stack some sats. Alrighty. Let me head on over to Swan. Hopefully it doesn't log me off. There it is. Alright, today for our normal stack, for our Bitcoin cost average of the show, Monday through Friday, we're gonna drop $20. We're gonna save $20, convert that value into Bitcoin. Let's see how many Satoshis we get for that $20 today. We got a preview of this SPY. There it is. In a screenshot. Okay, got it. Bring it back here. Okay, I'm bringing it back in. There we go. Cutting the music. Buying $20 worth of Bitcoin today for the Stack Sats show Thursday episode. Here we go. Wow, that's pretty quick. Let's see if it goes through all the way. More drum roll, more drum roll. Come on. You can do it, Swan. Let's do it, Swan. There it is. Today, we're able to stack an additional 279 Satoshis for today's buy. And then once we stack, oh, you know, we can chill. Because that's it. That's all you got to do to secure your financial freedom. One step closer to being financially free, being able to do whatever the heck you want with your time. And all it takes is stacking some sats, taking custody of those sats, and repeating as often as possible, as much as possible, without putting yourself into an awkward situation, right? You want to be able to hold on to it and not sell it, because it's the hardest money you can own. It's the hardest thing you can own, and it's only going to continue to go up in value. Because I cannot tell you and guarantee you that the price of Bitcoin will go up forever, but I can guarantee you that the government will continue to debase the money. And as long as the government continues to debase the money, the price of Bitcoin will continue to go up, right? Because you're going to need more of the weaker paper to buy the same assets, okay? Remember, when the price of your house goes up in value, you shouldn't be celebrating, okay? Because it's not a reflection of the quality of your house going up in value, unless you did some crazy upgrades, right? It's a reflection of the dollar weakening. So you need more weaker dollars to buy the same stuff, the same older inventory. Pretty crazy, huh? It's pretty crazy once you start thinking about it that way. All right, so some people say only invest as much as you feel comfortable. Only invest as much in Bitcoin as you are comfortable losing. But those people are wrong. Those people are nuts. Those people are crazy. Okay? They're crazy because that means they're keeping 99% of their value in other assets, including the dollar. Okay, what I say is only keep 1% of your money in dollars. Only keep as much cash, as much paper as you're comfortable with getting debased on at a rate of about 11% a year. Okay? If you're okay with giving 11% of your money, with giving 11% of your value to the government for them to spend on whatever they want to without your permission, then yeah, leave your money, then just hold cash. Go for it. Knock yourself out. You'll be broke soon, right? Or instead, you take that value out of the grasp of the government, of the governing class via inflation, and you stack it in Bitcoin, and now you're good to go. Okay? Now they're working for you. Now they're making you more wealthy. Okay? You should get a sponsorship deal with Swan. Nah, it's cool. Swan gives me like an affiliate link. It's nothing crazy, you know? But at the same time, I don't want to have to be able to say like, oh, Swan's a sponsor. And what if Swan does something? What if Swan does me dirty, right? I don't want to have to be. I I don't want to feel like I gotta tailor my content to keep a sponsor happy if it's to the detriment of the audience. Does that make sense? Like I don't even want to get into that situation. Okay, so right here, my website, my show is 100% funded and founded by me. I have a regular job. You know, I have a regular job. I can pay for this stuff. I buy my own Bitcoin, right? I'm showing people how to do it. The only thing I do have is this, the Bitcoiners Closet shop, right? If you want to support me, this is my shop. Okay, we don't need sponsors because we have our own shop, and any revenue that comes from this store that's above and beyond the cost of making the things will go towards my stacking needs for the show. So if you like the show and you think it's cool and you're getting a little bit of value out of it, that's probably the best way to support. Okay, is go to, where is it? Bitcoinerscloset.com and get yourself a hat. I bought this hat. I buy stuff for my own shop. You know, like this shirt back here, I wear it all the time. It's actually, I probably wore that one already. It needs to be washed after I wear it one more time. But yeah, super simple, right? Baseball cap, boom. You want a Bitcoin orange cap? There it is. It says Bitcoin on it. It's 3D embroidered. You can have it in black. You can have it in black and white. You can have it in navy. I like the full navy one actually. You can have it in navy and white. You can have it in, yeah, orange and khaki. I got one of these and I got one of these, but I think I want one of these too. So I might order another one, just so I have a Bitcoin hat for each day of the week, right? I also rock this one. This is the one I've been rocking lately. I have this one, but I have it in the full navy. This one, you know, it's okay because I like to be the Bitcoin guy in my community, right? If anybody has Bitcoin questions, I'm all for it. You know, I'm all for it. All right, so awesome. Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that. Lagging a bit, or is it my connection? Hope not. I think it's okay. Anybody else experiencing any lag, please let me know. Cool. All right, so we bought a little bit of Bitcoin. Now let's buy the stack for the 100 stacks. Okay. Wait, did I finish? Yeah, I finished. Okay, cool. Okay, now you guys get to decide if for the 100 stacks challenge today. Is anybody unfamiliar with the 100 stacks challenge, what we're doing here? If you are, please let us know in the comments. If not, we're just going to go and make the purchase because we can save that time for now. Okay, so it's going to be a $40 buy or a $28 buy. 28. 40. Okay, $28 buy or a $40 buy. 100 stacks amount. The people get to decide. Let the people decide. This is one of the only places where your vote actually counts. Oh my gosh. Decentralized Dad, what up? Shout out and round of applause from the live studio audience for Decentralized Dad. I love that name. So good. Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you subscribed. We're happy to have you here. We keep it real simple here, Decentralized Dad. Bitcoin only. Take custody and repeat. Okay? No poop coins. No yield products. No trading. No, what do you call them? No NFTs. No ZBDs. Nothing. It's only buy Bitcoin. Take custody of that Bitcoin and repeat. That's all we do. Oh, I have some thoughts about that. Let me know. Oh yes, I know this crowd perfect. Awesome. Yeah, Simply's a good show. Simply's a good show. Sometimes Simply gets a little too political for me, too stressful. You know, like I feel like I gotta be worried about something. I got. Oh my god, like really? These guys are doing that. I better do something. No, it's like, no, dude, Bitcoin's gonna win no matter what. Bitcoin's winning. All we gotta do is stack sats, take custody, and live your life. Go outside, hang out with your family, work out, Go learn how to do something cool. Learn how to do something that you've always wanted to learn. Learn how to cook. Learn how to, I don't know, play guitar. Something, right? Something that is going to make you a better version of yourself, right? Orange signal only. Exactly, Paul. Exactly. Orange signal only. No politics. No negativity, guys. We're here for the vibes. Okay. All right. And if you're new to the show, if you're new to Bitcoin in general, we especially love to hear from you, because that's my goal here. My goal is to get the new people excited and interested in doing a little bit of studying about Bitcoin, because I know that if you can convince somebody, or not convince, that sounds a little bit rough. Maybe if you can entice somebody to look into Bitcoin a little bit, they're on their way. They'll figure it out. Okay. Maybe they come back to you with a technical question like, "Oh, I think I'm ready to buy. Where can I buy some?" Or like, "What does it mean? Why should I take my coins off the exchange? What does that mean?" Oh, let me explain that part to you, right? Whatever phase of your Bitcoin journey you're on, you're welcome to be here. You're welcome to ask questions. There's no such thing as a question that's too easy, okay? I want you to ask your questions, because sometimes the people that are brave enough to ask simple questions are not only helping themselves, but they're also helping the people that are maybe not brave enough to ask those questions because they don't want to get ridiculed, right? Nobody likes to feel like you're the last guy to find out, right? Like you're the last guy to find out. It's okay. You can be the last guy to find out in here, okay? Because we're so early to Bitcoin that it doesn't even matter. Like we're gonna be, like I said before, we have a guy in here that comes in here, BTC. Oh my God, I'm spacing on his name. He's gonna kill me. BTC. No, it's not BTC HODL. It's like, if you guys remember, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Oh my gosh. Yes, Moon Guy, Carlos. Thank you, Carlos. Yes, Carlos for the win. Save me, Carlos. Gracias. So BTC Moon Guy, he's been in Bitcoin since the beginning, guys. And like, I like to think that all of us in here today, if you're not already on that level, if you didn't start stacking right since the beginning, it only happened 15 years ago, right? It only happened 15 years ago. Okay, so we will be the BTC Moon Guys of 10 years from now, maybe even sooner. Maybe you will be the BTC Moon Guy in 8 years. Okay, just think about that. That's amazing, right? That is amazing. That's like some life-changing stuff right there, and it's weird. I mean, in a good way. In a good way. It's like right there for you. It's attainable, right? It's not some nebulous concept of, oh yeah, just put as much money as you can into your 401k, and one day when you're 62, you might have enough to retire for the last 10 years of your life, right? That sucks. That sucks. Straight up, that sucks, right? But once you understand how the system works and how that is just a way to keep you working, you start stacking sats instead, and next thing you know, maybe you're retiring in a couple of years. Maybe you're retiring in 5 years, maybe 10 years, right? But still not going to be when you're 60, right? And you have the power within your hands, because depending on how hard you stack, that's how much sooner you'll get to your retirement number or whatever, right? If you're going to just buy Bitcoin and sell it to die off, right? It's pretty wild, okay? On that same wavelength, before we shut the show up, did we do the purchase yet? God damn, I'm ranting. Okay, let's do the final purchase, and then we're gonna talk about the last thing we're gonna talk about for today, which is the When Moon website. We're gonna bring that up. That's always a fun thing to do, especially now that we're talking about it. I wanted to show you guys the When Moon website one more time, because I know that when you're stacking and you're in the middle of stacking and you're working hard and you're just putting away as much as you can, you might think to yourself, I'm gonna stack a little less today. No, keep stacking. And I'm gonna show you why in a second. Okay, let's do this last buy. Okay, I'm about to end the poll. We got 7 votes. And it looks like today, Carlos and crew have won the day, and we're stacking $28 today for the 100 stacks challenge. Let's go. I like it. Here we go. It's gonna be $28. Let me get this purchase queued up. Carlos. That's awesome. Okay, 28 bucks. There it is. It's queued up. It's ready to rock. I'm gonna change the screen so I can take my screenshot real quick. There it is. That's so funny. Boom. All right, 28 bucks, queued up, ready to blast off. You know? Are we buying Bitcoin or are we selling paper? Let's sell this paper for some Bitcoin. Let's sell these melting ice cubes for something worthwhile, for something worth holding over time, for something that doesn't leak. There it is. It's going. It's happening. 28 bucks for the 100 stacks challenge. The 100 stacks challenge is as follows. We found, oh, there we go. We're able to stack an additional 391 Satoshis today thanks to Swan's promotion that they're doing right now. You get no fees for your first $10,000 worth of Bitcoin buys. Or if you're already a Swan customer and you haven't used them in a while, if you go back, they're going to let you buy $10,000 worth of Bitcoin at zero fees, right? So you're going to be able to stack about $100 worth of sats or something like that. I forget how much it was. Yeah, it's about $100 worth of sats. Still, it's pretty awesome, right? When you think about it, it's a lot of Satoshis, that you wouldn't have, that you would have to pay in fees. On top of that, Swan is pro self-custody, so they encourage you to withdraw from their exchange and hold your Bitcoin in your custody, which is what you should be doing. And in order to encourage you to do that, they're covering the fee that the Bitcoin network charges to make those transactions. That's freaking cool. So in essence, right now, your first $10,000 worth of Bitcoin purchases are basically free. Like you're not paying any fees to just buy the Bitcoin, right? So that's a super good deal. And that's one of the main reasons why I like to use Swan, guys. Honestly, it's like they appear to be for the mission, you know? The mission of helping people get stack sats and helping people get on board. Okay, so I did see us peek into 10 viewers, so I appreciate that. Hit that like button, guys, on the way in if you don't mind. Let's see. Oh yeah, let me put the Swan link up here. And now let's get into this website we called When Moon. Okay, I'm gonna put a link in the chat for you guys if you guys want to go check us out and mess around with it yourselves. Oops, there it is. But here we go. Here we go. Ready? So I modified the chart a little bit to make it palatable, to make it more what I feel is realistic. Annual Bitcoin appreciation year over year, I'm gonna say it's like 45%. Okay. Annual USD supply increase, that's inflation, is 12.2. That's what the default. That's what the site defaults to. I'm gonna leave it there. My desired income in today's dollars. So I want to make a salary of $100,000 a year when I retire. If I'm already holding one Bitcoin, when will I be able to retire and withdraw $100,000 a year for the rest of my days? And according to this calculator, based on like science and formulas, not 100% guaranteed, guys. This is just a fun way to look at things. I could potentially retire if everything goes as planned. If all these things hold true, I could retire in the year 2030. And if you look at the calendar, you might think to yourself, 2030, that seems like a long way, but it's 2024. That's 6 years, right? That's 6 years. Okay. If you're already at one Bitcoin, right? And that's your goal, to make $100,000 a year, because you're going to live in a different country than maybe you're going to live in a different country than the US, and you can maybe get away with only making $50,000 a year, and you already have your one Bitcoin. Then your retirement date is in 4 years. Okay? It's crazy, right? But let's put this back to 100,000, because you're not going to live in a different country. You're going to stay in, let's say you're in the US, you're going to stay in the US. Okay? And you're making 100,000 a year. and you have 1 Bitcoin. It's going to take you till 2030 to retire. And so, do you remember what I was saying a little bit ago about how it's really up to you? It's in your hands. You choose how hard to stack. If you can make yourself stack super hard and get to 2 Bitcoin, then your retirement date drops how many? Where is it? Where'd it go? Let's see. Yeah, right here. Your retirement date drops 2 years, right? And you stack, make yourself stack a little hard. I know it sounds like crazy. Sounds crazy to say 3 Bitcoin, but I don't know. It's possible. It's doable. You can retire in a couple of years, right? In 2 years and a month, 2 years and about a month, right? That's if you want to make that 100,000, right? Let's say you do just want to live in a different country where their local paper is not as strong as the US's paper. I'm not gonna say dollars anymore, guys. I'm not even gonna say money. I'm gonna just say paper. That's one of the rules we're changing on the show. The paper that we use in America is worth a little bit more than the paper we use in Mexico, for example, but it's still just paper. Okay. Well, let's say you want to live in Mexico or something like that, and you can survive off of 50,000 a year, and you have 3 Bitcoins. What's your retirement date? Oh, I already passed. By the way, you're already retired, right? Let's go down to 2 Bitcoins. Okay. 2025. Okay, so that's more reasonable. Are you close to getting to 2? Don't answer these questions in the chat, guys. Do not dox yourself. Don't tell anybody in the chat or anybody that you don't know in person. Maybe I wouldn't even tell anybody that I know in person. Don't tell anybody how much Bitcoin you're holding, guys. Okay. The only reason I share the stack for the show is because that's a separate stack that's only for the show. Okay. Let's see how long it's gonna take the show to retire. Okay. 0.16 Bitcoin. And oh, that's not even that bad, dude. The StackSats show will retire on 2035 and live out the rest of its days making $50,000 a year just with 0.16 Bitcoin, less than 2/10 of a Bitcoin. Okay. Like, I'm showing you guys these examples because just this date is not that far off, right? This date is not that far off. Oh, Carlos, I know I gotta do lightning chickens, dude. I gotta do lightning chickens before my domain expires. But yeah. So today was meant to be a little bit of extra motivation going into the weekend or whatever, right? To let you know that every single Satoshi you can stack is getting you one day closer to your freedom, to your ability to do whatever you want with your time, right? Let's go from here. Let's go. Let's look at 0.101 Bitcoin. See what the difference is, okay? So 4/11/2035. 4/11/2035 to, look at that, from 4/11 to 1/14, we knocked off 3 months. We're able to retire 3 months sooner because you stacked an additional 0.01 Bitcoin. Okay, how much does that come out to in dollars? Give me a second, just real quick. Let's see here. $700. $700. An additional $700 into your stack would give you 0.01 Bitcoin, and that would knock off 3 months. You'll be able to retire 3 months sooner, okay, or get to your goal 3 months sooner. Okay, let's do another experiment. Let's keep this at 6, and I don't know if it'll actually do one more digit. Let's see if it does one more digit. Let's go 0, 0. Okay, we are at 4/11 again. Perfect. And then let's do 16 1. Let's do that. Let's see how many that 4 1. Wait, did that knock off another? That didn't change anything, right? 4 1 4 2. Oh, I see. 4 1. Oh, it does. It knocks off 10 days. 10 days. Look at. So we're at 4. It's right here. Is it out of the picture? Okay, let me bring this up a little bit. How can I do this? Oh, you won't be able to see it all on the same screen. Give me a second. I can make this work. Yeah, right there. Oh, no, I won't. Dang it. Let me see if I can shrink the screen a little bit. Can I shrink it? Can I zoom in? Oh, yeah, I can zoom in. I can zoom out. There it is. Okay, now it fits, I think. Let's see. Get your glasses out. Okay, this is 50,000. 1, 2, 3. Okay. We're gonna bump this up to 100. No, leave it. We'll leave it there. So if you're trying to retire, making the show is gonna retire. The StackSats show account, the show bag, has 16. What is it? 16.49 satoshis, right? 16.49 Bitcoin. 0.1649 Bitcoin. 0.1649 Bitcoin. That means that the show will be able to retire February 27th, 2035. Okay? If I just stack, if I go from, let's do 4 to make it easier. So we'll do 4. 0.001 Bitcoin. If we add that much more Bitcoin, we'll go from 3.7 down at the bottom of the screen to 226. 26, 27, 28. Well, it's not even 20. That's 28 days. 26, 27, 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 9 days. Is that 9 days? 7, 8. Yeah. So by adding 0.001 Bitcoin to our stack with these numbers, we shave off. We can retire 9 days earlier than we thought. So every time you're stacking, what's 0.001 Bitcoin, guys? That's $70. Okay, that's 10. Is it 10,000 sats? No way. Let's see. 0.001 0 and 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's 10,000 satoshis. Every 10,000 satoshis that you save, if you're planning to retire and sell it at a certain point, so that you're selling $50,000 worth of Bitcoin each day for the rest of your days, every 10,000 satoshis brings you about 9 days closer to your retirement. Shit, dude. Oh my God. I didn't do this. I didn't think out this whole, I just thought it'd be a cool idea to like kind of look at it with a different angle. And I'm actually surprising myself. I didn't think it was that impactful, but goddamn, dude, 10,000 satoshis equals 9 days off of 9 days closer to your retirement. Right? Is that right? Am I off? Cause like the numbers make sense, right? $70,000 equals 9 days. That's wild, dude. $70 is going to give you 9 days of your life back. There it is. Like, that's, dude, you can't even argue with that, guys. Come on. Right? That is some crazy stuff. And maybe I'm missing something, right? And somebody will come through and watch the video and point it out, but that's fine. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But from what I can tell, yeah, right now at the price of Bitcoin today, $70 is going to give you 9 days of your life back. where you'll be able to choose how you use those 9 days. If you're not stacking, you're slacking. If you're not stacking, you are definitely slacking, dude. 9 days with a 50K pension. Dude, that's facts right there. That's facts. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to change the number. One more. I know. We're kind of overdoing this, but I want to change the number to 100,000 a year. Okay, 100,000 a year. It's still about the same. We're gonna have to retire in 2037, but still, even retiring in 2037, what's the other one? It was so 2037 or 2035. So you stack for a couple more years. Okay, you go from 2035 to 2037. You stack for a couple more years, and you're able to then have a pension of 50K a year, just for a couple more years of stacking, right? And who's to say that once you get to the point where you quote unquote retire from your job, you don't start a business in something that you actually love doing and generate more revenue that way and just keep stacking. And next thing you know, you're good to go, right? It's like a safety net for you to try any idea that you've been working on, start a business, do art, do anything. And you have that safety net that you know what, I'm already kind of retired. 2 years, dude. 2 more years of stacking would get you a 100K pension instead of a 50K pension, right? Am I seeing this right? Right? Everything else being the same, the stack not even growing. We want to retire with a 50K pension. It's going to take you to 2035. Yes? Right? And instead of retiring with a 50K pension, you want to go 100K. Well, then you're going to have to work for a couple more years. 2 more years. What the hell? Dude. See, that's why it's so important to take the time and study this stuff. Yeah. I worked overtime every week for the past 5 years to stack more sats. And Paul, I'm sure you're gonna reap the benefits of that early, man. Like we were saying, 70. The number we just figured out today with Andrew, where he says $70 equals 9 days closer to your retirement, right? Imagine what it was last year. Those $70 were probably buying you maybe 16 days earlier, right? I mean, the higher Bitcoin gets, the less it'll be, the less sats you'll get per dollar, right? But if at the beginning of the year we're getting 4,000 satoshis per dollar, right? And now we're getting 1,400 satoshis per dollar, right? It's fair to say that it's like tripled, right? So you would have been stacking about, for $70, maybe you're stacking like 30 days, a month. Can you imagine? Every time you stacked $70 a year ago, you're reducing the amount of time you have to wait by a month until you retire. Jesus. That's how we stack, guys. That's like the ultimate why we stack segment right there, right? It's difficult to see these things because we were born in the matrix, guys. We're born in the fiat system where we expect everything to get more expensive for us, and we expect to have to work harder and harder for less and less stuff, right? Well, now that we have Bitcoin, the money that doesn't steal from you, you don't have to work more and more for less stuff. You can actually retain the value that you worked for and eventually be able to enjoy your time. That's what we call it freedom, right? That's the freedom you're getting. The freedom to decide whether you want to work or not. And if you do want to work, the freedom to decide what you want to work in, what you want to specialize in. Not because it's lucrative, not because it makes money, but because it's something that you want to do and that you enjoy and that you love genuinely. It's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome. All right, boys. That is what I got for today's episode of the Stack Sats Show. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back here, not tomorrow. I'm taking the day off, but I'll be back on Monday, same stack time, same stack channel. 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. Stacking sats all day. Stackopaths in the house. I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy your weekend. And remember, if you ain't stacking, oh man, especially after today, sheesh, you're slacking. Later, guys. Have a great weekend. Awesome. Shout out McLovin in the house. Rookie 80. Andrew Williams. Carlos Jaramillo. Thanks for tuning in today, Paul. Nice to see you in here live. McLovin in the house. I saw Leonard in here. Leonard. I'll take it, everybody. I got everybody. Have a great weekend, guys. Oh yeah, Todd. Good to see you in here, Todd. Very cool. All right, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday.